What is up, you guys? My name is Brian. This is Tyler Pandolfo, and welcome to the NFL Rumor Mill, where we track everything going on in free agency and trades developing in the NFL whenever the other sports show's not talking about it. You ready for today?
Oh, yeah, I'm ready. Absolutely.
Okay, let's get right into it. So let's start with the defensive players here. First one I want to talk on is Landon Collins. Apparently yesterday, according to an insider, he cleaned out his locker. Cleaning out his locker. Then someone took it back. And then he responded in a tweet saying, I only left the things I didn't need. So, Tyler, what do you think? Do you think they're going to let him go and let him test free agency?
Yeah, I don't think they're going to let him go. Whether he wants out is all, speculation at this point. But I'm going to take his word for it that he's only cleaning the things he doesn't need out. But if it is true that everything was removed, I think there's a chance that he does want out, for sure.
And what teams do you think he could be going to that needs a strong safety like him?
Well, I think the Panthers need safety. I think a lot of the teams in the NFC North, the Packers, Vikings, I think those are the three top landing spots.
Packers are a good option because they did lose HaHa Clinton-Dix over in the middle of the season last year in a trade to the Redskins.
Yeah.
Personal decision I didn't like from the management, but they're management. You can't control them. Okay, the next person I want to talk about is C.J. Mosley, the linebacker from the Baltimore Ravens. Speculation's going around that he doesn't want a franchise tag. He wants a nice deal. And if they can't do it, the team that emerged, the Cardinals, are willing to offer him a huge deal if he hits free agency to make him the highest paid linebacker in football. What are your thoughts?
Well, I think the Cardinals have a lot of cap room to start. I think they'd be the number one landing spot for him. I don't think the Ravens would be smart by getting rid of him. I think they should really sign him to an extension. The thing is, the Ravens have had a weird couple last weeks. They transitioned quarterbacks, then they traded their franchise quarterback away. Now they have a new quarterback that they have high hopes for. So I think there's more of a transition going on with the Ravens right now.
I agree with you there.
A lot of things in flux.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on. They're doing a little bit of a rebuild on the defense. It was getting older. They want to be younger.
Yeah.
And plus, if you throw C.J. Mosley into the Cardinals, it's going to help them out because now you don't put so much pressure on Patrick Peterson.
Right.
So that's really going to bolster their defense. Now, next person I want to go into, let's talk about Earl Thomas. Earl Thomas went through a lot of injuries in the last few years with the Seahawks. Yeah. Some really bad ones. Had franchise tag issues, contract issues. Now it's even showing that the Seahawks aren't going to make any interest or push to save him.
Oh,
so
wow.
Where will he go? What teams would need somebody who's so injury prone but could still have potential?
Well, Earl Thomas has been around for a while, it seems. I mean, he's been around.
He has. He's been around since around Super Bowl 48 when they won the first one against the Broncos.
Yeah. I mean, he's been around for a while. I really don't see him leaving, though. I think they need him. I think he's very valuable.
Even with all his injuries going on in his past and the butting heads he's had with his management and Pete Carroll?
Well, I don't think any relationship between management and a player is perfect. Nothing is really a fairy tale scenario. But, I mean, it's up to management whether they want to get rid of him or deal with the problem that you say that they're having. I don't really think he's going to get moved.
You don't think so? Okay.
Yeah, I don't think so. I may be wrong, but
I don't even know if he would get a job if he didn't get picked up by the Seahawks. I don't know. I mean, maybe someone who gives him a shot, maybe like the 49ers, reunite him with Richard Sherman. Maybe that could work, but I don't see anything happening there.
Yeah, I just don't see him getting moved. I think they could use him, and I think they'll have insurance if he's injured again. I think they'll be in good shape.
I'm going to come up on a big defensive lineman here. He's a big one who really affected the Patriots and their Super Bowl win.
Oh, yeah.
Trey Flowers. Trey Flowers apparently said that he does not want a franchise tag, and if they decide to give him a franchise tag and won't give him a huge deal, he will walk out and test free agency.
Well, none of these players really want franchise tags. I mean, you look at Kirk Cousins didn't want a franchise tag. I mean, there's so many players that go into their, the last year before they reach unrestricted free agency that they don't want to have that franchise tag. I mean, it's a money grab for everyone, and I think that he does. I don't think he's going to leave the Patriots, though. I think he'd be stupid to leave the Patriots. He's going to get his money.
And the big thing is, what team would really offer him that money?
Yeah, again, I think the Patriots, him staying with the Patriots would be the best. Just improve your value.
Yeah,
Just improve your value.
I agree 100%. But maybe one.
He's going to get paid. It's not like he's going to lose. He's not losing anything.
Exactly. And I think a team that could really come out there and go after him if he decides not to come back would be the Colts. The Colts need an edge lineman to match with Malik Harrison and to complement Darius Leonard.
Yeah, they can use him.
It can make their defense very dangerous and hard to go against.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep. And then the big one, the top free agent in the free agency, DeMarcus Lawrence. Apparently, he says he does not want a second franchise tag because they already used it once on him.
Yeah.
And if he does not get a big deal, he will test free agency and leave Dallas.
Well, Jerry Jones isn't one to really go deep pockets. So I think
He did for Tony Romo, I mean.
Well, I mean that was like his I mean, that's like a son to him. You know, I mean that's the franchise quarterback. I think that's he gets treated better than anyone on the team. I mean they let Des Bryant walk. So I don't know if DeMarcus Lawrence is going to want to stay there. I think they might let him walk, to be honest. I think he might end up walking away.
Well, think about the severe effect that would happen if you take DeMarcus Lawrence out of the equation. You take him out, how much power do you still have on that line?
Yeah, no, not much. But again, if they don't want to pay him, then I think he's going to end up leaving. I think he's going to leave. And I think the Jets would be interested.
The Jets would definitely be interested.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Anything to help that defense that really is developing and coming together, I will have to admit. They do have a chance if they can make a big splash in free agency and have a solid draft. Now, it's time to flip to offense.
Yes.
Let's talk about the most desired quarterback right now that everybody's talking about. The man himself, Nick Foles. Nick Foles, apparently the Eagles are probably going to try to franchise tag him, but there's also the possibility that after they franchise tag him, they're going to trade him.
Well, he declined that $20 million option in favor of the buyout. There's a lot of scenarios that that end up. I think the first would be the Jaguars. I think that would be the #1 landing spot. I think the Dolphins would be another landing spot.
Well, let's list them out. The teams that really need a quarterback.
Bengals.
Right now. You've got the Dolphins. I think the Bengals personally need a quarterback.
Yeah.
Andy Dalton has not been paying off in the last 3 years.
Scenario
it's time to make a change.
The scenario that could happen, they could trade Andy Dalton to the Dolphins, and then the Bengals could go and get someone like
So you're thinking of a
Nick Foles.
three-team trade here. Who would the Dolphins send to the Eagles?
Again, they're going to want draft pick compensation, second-round picks, third-round picks. They're not going to want someone else's problem or bust. They're going to want to, stack up for the future. That's what they're going to want back in a trade.
I understand that. Yep.
Now, another scenario for Foles that's really a long shot, Oakland Raiders.
No, there's no way. I don't see it happening.
Could happen. I don't know if Derek Carr is doing any good for them right now.
Well, Derek Carr had one off year. The previous years he's been doing fine. It's just with the new regime that came in with John Gruden, because I personally don't like John Gruden. He just went downhill.
Yeah, he's very overrated.
They took away the
Gruden.
weapons he had.
Yeah.
Who's left on that offense to catch the passes?
I know. Yeah, it's tough. Amari Cooper's gone.
Amari Cooper's gone. The only ones you've got left are Jordy Nelson and Jared Cook just hit free agency.
Again, those two are past their prime though. Also,
I don't think Jordy Nelson's past his prime.
I mean, that's debatable.
I think he's at the point of leaving his prime. If this year really determine it and decide.
Well, the quarterback is also going to prove whether he's past his prime or not. I mean, if he was with Aaron Rodgers, he'd be doing much better.
Yep.
And we would say that, no, of course not, he's still in his prime. But with a different quarterback, you got to wonder, what his career is going to look like.
Yeah, that's a good point. We're also leaving out a couple teams for Nick Foles here. We're leaving out Jacksonville. We're possibly leaving out the Giants, who I've heard is a very talked about position, especially with the Giants talking and are currently the favorites to land Nick Foles.
You really think the Giants are the favorites?
Right now, the Giants are the favorites from reports I've been hearing.
Yeah, but I don't see them moving Eli. I don't see them just saying goodbye to him. I think they'll have one more year of Eli and then regroup.
Do you think they're going to draft a quarterback or even pursue one?
I think they'll pursue one, draft one. I don't know. They might go for an offensive lineman. They might try and build. To me, they still think they have a chance to win, but I don't really see them having much chance to win. I mean, they have no offensive line. They have
their receiving core is very underwhelming.
Beckham is up and down. I mean, he's a headache to deal with. So
we don't know if he wants to be traded or not. We don't know where he could go either. If he decides to leave.
I don't think he's going to.
He's at that point of the contract where he has an option whether or not he wants to opt out or move.
I mean, the Giants are going to do what they want. I don't think that Odell is going to opt out, but we'll see. That could change. I mean, again, he can get hurt. There are things that could happen with Odell.
Yep,
we don't
so
know.
many factors. So many.
If he gets hurt, he's staying for sure.
You're right. Now let's get to another highly talked about player from the Steelers who missed the entire season because he didn't want to sign a franchise tag. And he missed out on a good amount of money too. What is it, about $8 million, $9 million?
Yeah.
Yeah, he missed out on that much money because he didn't want to play. Le'Veon Bell.
Well, I think the team that gets him is going to overpay for him just because there's so much hype. He's a great running back. To me, I think the Jets be interesting
Everyone's
to see
been talking
with the
about
Jets.
the Jets.
I mean, they were willing to overpay for Kirk Cousins, so they're going to be willing to overpay for Le'Veon Bell.
Question
That's
is,
what I'm thinking.
and they could easily, they have the second most cap space
don't they have
in,
over $100 million in cap
I think
space?
just under $100 million. I think it's about 99 point something for $1 million for cap space. That's the second most in the NFL behind the Colts.
Did they just cut someone, the Jets? I believe
I
they
do
just
not
cut
believe they
someone,
cut somebody.
And they got $2 million back in cap space.
I
pretty
did
sure.
not hear any reports on that.
I got to look into that.
Okay, you can look into that. Well, the Bell is definitely a logical option for them. I think Bilal Powell really hasn't met up to expectations. He never really got a proper shot. This season was more of that shot for him, and he underwhelmed behind Isaiah Crowell.
Yeah.
But when you have Le'Veon Bell working with Isaiah Crowell, that's a dream team right there, running back. They could easily be the best running back tandem in the AFC.
Yeah, I think they're the favorites for sure. They have the money, they have the quarterback, they have the right pieces around him, so I think they're the favorites right now.
I agree with you. Next one, another Steeler, Antonio Brown. Yeah. Antonio Brown is now leaving the Steelers, and the question is, where could he be traded, and what team could really give the Steelers enough to even match up?
I don't know. It's interesting. I mean, the Patriots, I know it's really unlikely that it's going to happen, but the Patriots have been really, up and down with wide receivers. They got Brandon Cooks, then they flipped him the next year to the Saints.
They had Josh Gordon, then he had his issues, and they said, you're gone?
Yep, they have Edelman, you don't know. I mean, his injury history.
Exactly.
Again, the suspension last year.
Rob Gronkowski's another one. You don't know if he's going or if he's staying. That's an issue.
I think Gronkowski's going to stay. I don't see him leaving.
There's a possibility of him retiring.
I don't think he's ready. I really don't think he's ready. But you know what they say: if you're thinking about retiring, you've already retired. But I just think he's going to stay. That's my gut feeling.
It's a good thing that you got that gut feeling, because I don't know if Gronk's really going to move, but there has been a lot of talk about him possibly retiring after this season. I mean, think about it. How many rings does he have now?
Let's see. He has
3 rings.
3 rings. 3 rings.
He has
that's
3
right.
rings.
Yeah.
49, 51, and 53.
Yeah.
He has 3 rings. What else is there left to do? He's already solidified himself as a top 5 tight end of this era.
Yeah, I know, but I still think he wants one more. I still think he's hungry.
You think
he's
still hungry?
Yeah.
Okay. I'd be hungry too. I'd want to win as many as I could. Antonio Brown, let's keep going on that. There's been interest with the Patriots, and with the loss of Chris Hogan, possibly because, according to speculation, he's not signing back.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, that's what's going on with him. You don't know if Antonio Brown's going to be sent there, what the Patriots could give up. It's a lot of things.
Yeah, a lot of speculation, a lot of movement going on, and I think Antonio Brown's going to end up in the AFC, though. I don't think he's going to go to any of the NFC teams, from what it looks like. I think
That
the
makes
Jets,
sense.
Patriots, someone gave me a scenario where Antonio Brown would go to the Giants. I don't think that's happening.
I don't think it's going to happen
I don't think
either.
it's happening.
Unlikely.
They don't have anything to give up.
Unless you want to swap Odell and him. Yeah.
I don't think they're going to do that either.
Welcome to the 100th season of the National Football League. Tonight is not about the league.
What's up, Juju?
It's about football. It's about the players, the fans, the moments, and everything else that makes you say,
Oh, boy.
Fumble! Oh!
Let's go! Joe! No can do, cowboy. Come on, TG. Damn, B.
Y'all know I have more yards than they do.
You still got it. That hurt.
Boy, this is a great party.
Get out there, old man.
Obese. Yes.
He's open.
Russ?
I got you, Tony.
That's a cake.
Can I have the ball, please?
You want this? Come and get it.
Welcome back. That's all the time we have for today, unfortunately. This has been the NFL Rumor Mill. I'm Tyler Pandolfo alongside Brian Mansell. Thanks for watching.